Well, tonight I want to show you, it's almost 2 in the morning here. I'm just going to do a little breakdown for Wisconsin's midday. And I'm going to use the new tracking for straights. And I'm also going to, tomorrow morning, I'm going to try to break it down a little bit more for perhaps some doubles, because I think there's a chance. But I'm going to work on a doubles system soon, because I'm so sick and tired of being burned by them. I don't know what I'm going to do, but it ain't going to be for a while, because I want to focus on this new straight system. So, but I want to show you something. I wish that I would have noticed. Why do I say that? I did have this, but I went for the 6 on the front, because the 6 is out 40 draws and almost 40 days or whatever. So it's out, 40. So it'd be out almost 20 full days for that 6 on the front. So I'm waiting for that to come back around. And I mean, it hasn't hit since way down here, 220. It's a long time for 6 to be out, because normally 6 drops. I mean, look at all these 6s dropping on the front. And then it went really cold. And I had the 0-1 though. I played 6-0-1. So you could tell that here that this was going to switch, that there was going to be a good chance that there was going to be on the end a 0-1, 2, or a 3. And 1 was the best choice from what I was looking at. So that I got the 0-1, but I did not get the 6-0-1, unfortunately. Looking at this thing here for middle tracking, this is opened up here on the end. But I mean, look at 13 draws, so I'm not even going to get into that right now. I'm going to go over to the slasher here. I already did a couple things, that way it's a little quicker. But I'm going to go over to the new straight tracking. I'm going to show something right away. This is what I'm saying. There's a chance for a double again, because look at that. I know there's a gap there, but that was a very abnormal time, as there's another gap. I hate that. It seems like, wow, it actually seems like it does that. If it has a lot of doubles, and then there'll be a nice big gap, and then there'll be, every state's different, but I'm still going to go for a single. Screw it. This is what I'm thinking, though. If you look at these, you could tell that a red was outstanding, that the red was probably going to hit soon. And sure enough, the red hit, and it hit there too. But if you switch it over, first let me look at this one. So if you look at this here, look at the middle here. You got even, 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 even. You got 4 evens there in the middle. Something to look at. But if you go over to the midday alone, I'm going to play off of this one today, because this is showing me more of a pattern. First of all, you still got the even, 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 even. You kidding me? Gotta be a flip in there. I bet this goes to odd tomorrow. And then on top of that, check this out. Odd, odd, odd. And it's not only odd, it's 3 high odds. So I'm going to take that risk and get rid of that. I look down there, and there's a few of them, but a lot of times it will switch. So at least to a small odd or something. But I'm going to remove 5, 7, and 9. But I'm also going to remove an even in the middle. I know, a little risky, right? But I'm doing it. And then you see this here, purple? That's a block of purple. I went through it already and looked at that, trying to find more than, what is that, 4? 4 in a row? The way my luck's going, it'll probably be a non-hit tomorrow. But anyway, you can tell that purple is probably going to be out tomorrow. So I took out the purple, and then I'll show you what I did. I did something tracking here. So I'm going to go with no purple, and I'm going to do what I told you over here. But let me go over here and show you. So first of all, let me go to the frequency one. So on the frequency, no sort, most recent drawn. For Wisconsin, I have it both together, and I did just singles on this. And you'll notice here that the times drawn, we're not looking at the pattern numbers. Okay, we're looking at the times drawn, as I always say. You'll notice that there's been a 2 and a 2, because we have it sorted. It's no sort, so we have it going from the last hit all the way out. So we got 801 hit last night, okay, and then 725 hit midday, and so on. So that was a 2. That was a 2. Now look at all those 1s and then a 2. Well, I'm going to take that chance and say that tomorrow is going to be a 1, okay? Now, if I think it's going to be a 1 at that 30 draw mark, which is interesting because I never really look at this. Now, I could probably go further. I mean, let me look once. Like I could probably go further and get less patterns even, like look at, I could still probably be safe coming down here and pulling from that. Very good chance still being safe. Then you get up to that 80 draws. Could be another 2 or 3, you know what I mean? So that's where you risk it. My favorite one to do this is the 6-month mark. And then I do midday only or evening only. I don't like to combine it. And you'll notice here when you do this, sometimes I'll do singles, sometimes I'll do numbers and singles, or none, do doubles too. But you'll see here 3, see that 3, 2, 4, and then there's a 1, and there's a 2, 2, 6, 2, 3. Okay, not liking that at all. Not for this. See, this works really good when you do box patterns. Like, so check this out. I think I did this and I forgot to actually add this. Because if you go to midday, okay, 1, 2, that's not showing me nothing. Go to the singles once. No, okay, I'm not going to deal with box right now. I thought I seen something really good earlier, but I'm going to stay on point here. So what I showed you is that, interestingly, the 30-day. So I'm just going to, or 30 draw, I'm just going to keep it at that for now, even though that's going to give me a pretty big set of numbers there. So, come on. All right. Singles, 30 draws. Did I do 30 draws or did I do 30 days? Because it's only showing me 1, 2 now. I must have did 30 days. Okay. What am I doing wrong? I swear I had 30 days on here. Is it because I did midday only, maybe? No. My gosh, what did I do? What did I do? Oh, I'm on straight. I gotta go down to my charts. I just about hit stop on the recording. I try not to waste time, and I sit there and do that. I'll ramble, then I'll shut it off. Okay, so 2, 2, 1. I think it's gonna be a 1 tomorrow. Okay, so I'm gonna pull from these patterns right here. Okay, so I took these patterns. Okay, now look how many there are. I mean, gosh, there's quite a few of them. Now, if I go to that 60-day or 60 draw, look how many less that is, and there's still a really good chance that a 1's gonna be pulled tomorrow. You know what I mean? Oh my gosh, still such a good chance. I'm gonna fiddle with that in the morning because I'm thinking that this is a better choice. But for now, I'm just gonna do what I did. I'm gonna go with the greater group, okay? And what I did is I went over to Master Number Studio. I dropped in, loaded the pick 3 numbers, not boxed. I dropped them in straight, okay? And then down here, I copied those numbers from over here, okay? I copied the yellow pattern numbers, which I am going to make templates on the new NOS for this because it's going to be very useful to have all those patterns. Just quickly do that. It's going to be awesome. So let me go back to that Master Studio. So I put those in here, and then what I did is I went through them and I just got rid of the 34 and up. And I did that because, like I said, the purple, I removed the purple. And here's the purple right here. So patterns 34 through 44. So I just removed those, okay? Now I could just come in here and copy these and just probably be easier, but I like to make things hard for myself. So I went in here and I just deleted each one of these little things, each one of these little patterns, okay? And then I was left over with whatever, You see, there's actually another set in here too. You'll notice, you just noticed. Okay, but then I hit select preview, and then that gives me the pattern numbers that are chosen, and then it also The percentage, sorry, that's just because I copied it from here and it just takes that with it. Until I get it over in the NOS, then I won't do that. But these are the patterns I chose, and then this is the outcome. So we're only at 288 straights. This is before I do any filtering. How freaking awesome is that? So now I went to expectations and I did the exact same thing. Now you'll notice on expectations, I was pretty excited about this last night, and unfortunately it didn't hit. And that's another reason why I lost, is because I went for that. You'll see the 15, see the 15, 11, see these are double digits, right? Look at the gap here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? Now remember, you got to have it on no sort, and you got to have a most recent draw, okay? And now it's been out 6, right? And then there's a double digit hit, and then there's out 1, two double digits. So you can tell that a double digits do. That's what I'm trying to say. It's pretty obvious that a double digit's going to be coming up again here in the next couple draws. So if you think that's the case, just keep it on no sort, and just go to reduced numbers by options. Okay, don't go to reduced numbers by options. Go to reduced numbers by options and do descending. And then you can copy. Okay, well, I can't figure out where they are. I'm trying to copy the top digits, so I just can't remember where the top double digits. Why can I not find that? I'm sorry. I'm trying to find it. So you go to no sort. I'm trying to copy the double digits. Why can I not find that? Just go to descending or descending. Come on. It's driving me crazy. All right. Here they are. I'm just going to do it from here, whatever. So I know there's one that makes it a lot easier. But this right here, the 9 and up, because these can turn into a double digit, right? 9 turns to a 10, right? 8 turns to a 9, so you don't take the 8s. You just take the 9 through the 19. So I copied these patterns right there, okay? Because like I said, it sure looks like a double digit's about to drop. And it is. It's going to drop. Like, I guarantee it. I follow this stuff for the last year now, basically the last 6 months of this stuff. And it's like clockwork. Sometimes I get wins, sometimes I don't. But it's like, I always tell friends, watch, it's going to hit. And it hits. It's, So I took those two. I didn't even have to do this today, but I took those as well, and I put those in the Master Studio. So that gave me a lot more numbers than I really needed, to be honest with you. And if I did do what I originally just said, if I took the 60 days like I'm going to do in the morning, I bet I'll cut this in half. I bet I'll cut that in half easy. So now, of course, I'm a risk taker, and like I said, I think no purple. I'm banking on no purple tomorrow, no high odd, and I'm banking on no 2 in the middle. Actually, I'm going to take out all evens in the middle too. Hey, that's how you reduce, right? Sometimes I go a little bit heavy on it. So I'm going to actually remove all evens in the middle here. So 0, 2, 4, 6, and 8. All right. Now, let's hit slash now. 24 straights. Look at that. I like that. And right now, 6s really do on the front. So these are pretty solid for Wisconsin right there. All right. And also 3. 3 is another top one that's very due right now. So now what you're seeing here, these numbers here, okay, first of all, I selected key 3. I know that's pretty risky. It's due, but all my due stuff has been hitting like crazy all the time. So on a general keys, though, this is what I really follow. And the 3 is actually only out 4. So it's not concrete at all. But when you go to the midday, it's kind of a false impression because it shows a 21 draws, and you're like, wow, it's going to hit tomorrow. And I'm hoping it is because I'm putting my money on it. But at the same time, technically that's only, half of that, right? So you got to remember that when you're looking at it as a combined, that's a big difference. When you see something like, if you see the 3 out 21, yeah, that's not even that often that doesn't happens. But when this gets up combined to like any of these numbers get up to that 10, 12, 13, 14 mark, I really pay attention to those in the general keys. Now on the front, I like to follow the A because that's going to give you that straight, and I'm looking for that 6 or that 3. Okay, I don't really look at the other keys so much. Okay, I'm not looking at pairs today. I'm not even going to look at sums or any of that stuff. I'm not even. I was going to sit here and mess around with this close open straights do here in any position, which that's probably going to hit tomorrow. But I'm focused on these now. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to decide on if I want to take out some of these, like I said, and I'm going to really reduce that number down. But I think there's a great chance, and let me go back to the slasher here and show you what I did. So I unselected what I did, and I also selected the 0 or the 1 because the Trinity hit, which is that 0, 1. And I think there's a great chance that that'll come back tomorrow, repeat. So I'm kind of risking a lot, and then all these numbers are the patterns that I just showed you on the Master Studio, and that's what gives me these numbers right here. So I'm playing straights tomorrow for Wisconsin, focusing on that 6 and on that 3. I'm only going to put like 50 cents on each one of these 3s, and I'm going to put $1 on these 6s. That's what I'm doing. And then, like I said, I'm going to write those down, but then tomorrow I'm going to mess around with it, and I'm going to bring this probably down to even 12 numbers or even less. It'll probably even be under 10 after I just do just the 60s. But like I said, that double digit's probably going to hit on the expectation chart. So that's just one way. This is just one way of looking at this new straight system. By doing what I'm doing here with this times drawn, it's super. I mean, it's just like it's right there. It's going to happen. Like look at this. You don't think a 1's going to be pulled? A 1's going to be pulled tomorrow. It could be a 2, sure. Could it be a 3? Yeah. But you know what? Whatever. Then in the evening, it'll be a 1. And it's going to be these patterns right here. And it's not even like I play all those patterns. After I do the highs and lows and picking a number and stuff, I'm going to get it way down there. So, yeah, it's just there's so much to do, and it's just amazing. But I have to have an order, and I still don't have an order to my madness. I still kind of jump around and do too much. I actually got rid of some tabs up here, so I'm not even going to go inside the inspect right now. I'm not even going to touch it. Looking at the grouping here, though, what do I think is going to hit tomorrow? I don't know. I do think that it won't be a purple, and like I said over here, now if I go to combined, maybe there we go. I think there's a good chance possibly a double drops, but I'm not going to play it. I'm not even going to look at it. I might, pick one just randomly that I think it could be, but for the most part, I'm just going to go for these again, even though this hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See, that's what you got to look to. That hit 6 times, all right? So look at how long it hits, and then look at all these hits and breaks. I hate for people to lose not reading this right, because there's gonna be these blocks, and it's gonna piss you off if you're constantly just going for these. But remember, this is just 0 to 3 keys has to be used. A 0, 2, or 3, a 0, 1, 2, or 3 has to be used, and then it has to be a sums 8 through 19 in order for this to straight system. Like I said, I would start out in box. Start out in the box department. Then work it over to the straights, because oh my gosh, look at this, I can remove more numbers. Look at the red, 3 times the red hit. Now you think, well, it could hit again. Yeah, it could, but you know what, it probably won't, because going all the way back to August, it's only done it like one other time. So you know what, I can remove the red, which is going to bring down my numbers again. And then here's another thing I could look at. Look at this, high, 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 high. I could just go lows. I could go lows for the 10 through 18. If I think it's going to be a 10 through 18, I could go just lows, okay? Not on, yeah, on here, sorry. So if you think it's going to be, okay, not on there, on this one here, 10 through 18. So if you think it's just going to be the lows, you just pick out the low ones right there, all right? That's another way of looking at it. See, my problem is I do too many filters at one time. You know, I don't win as often as I want to. I won a good amount in January and February, and I'm still working off of those wins, but I'm still using money off of those wins. But I'd like to get some bigger ones here now with this new straight system, combining it with the box. So many things I can do, and I'm just, like here, looking at this too. Look at the 0 to 3, two oranges here, two oranges. Okay, 1, 2. You can say, like, how many times does that hit more than 2 in a row, right? And if you don't see any in the whole freaking 200 draws, I could remove that too. You want to remove that? Go down here, remove the brown or whatever orange you want to call it. Get rid of that too. Think about that. By doing that and picking the lows, oh my gosh, and removing the red from this group up here, if you feel like that's a safe bet, that's going to take this 24 down to, I'm looking at it now. It's definitely going to bring it way. I don't even know if I'll have a number left. Now that's some good filtering, right? But, I hope this stuff helps. I know I'm kind of all over the board here. It's 2 a.m, but if you take anything from this, the new straight system, first hit the box, first get over and look at your state and see what's going on in your state, see what you can find, especially don't forget these, like I said, look at all those evens in the middle, look what's going on here. Then do a little filtering, then go over to the straights and see what's going on in the straights in your state. And then go over to the, one of my favorite filters here, the expectation and the frequency, and take a look at these times drawn here at like the 60 days, the 30 days, and the 6 month and stuff. If you're not doing my stuff right now, if you think a double's going to drop, go to boxed, okay? Do both numbers, okay? If you think a double's going to drop, check this out. 30 draws. What do you think is going to hit tomorrow? You think it's going to be a 2? No, it's probably going to be a 1. Look at all the ones. The ones dominate, obviously. So if you think it's going to be a 1, remember, like I said before, you're going to go to reduced. No, you're not going to go to reduced. You're going to actually go to options by occurrence, and you're going to pick the zeros, right? Because the zeros are going to turn to a 1, right? Now, this is a ridiculous time period. I wouldn't do that. I typically do 6 months, but as I showed you, 6 months wasn't really showing me anything. I go there again. Gosh, this video, sorry, it's already 23 minutes. I try to keep it under 15. 10 especially, I want to. But you can see here, it's not showing much. So a lot of times what I'll do is I'll switch it over to like a midday only and see if that's not showing me much either. So, like I said, go back in time a little bit or do 90 days. See what's going on at 90 days. 1, 1, 1. Lots of ones still there. Maybe bring it back to the combined to see if it's showing anything. Remember, you're not looking at the combinations right now. Let's go to 80 draws. 2, 1, 2, 2, 1. I don't know about that one either. But you get the point. You're just trying to find what you think it's going to be. Like this one here, you think it's going to be that 1. Options by occurrence. You're going to collect these. And obviously, you're probably not going to be playing no triples. And if you don't think it's going to be a single and you think it's going to be a double, just harvest the doubles out of here. Gosh, how many are there if you just do the doubles? There ain't going to be that many, right? And then you can do some filtering. And then you can convert these to straight and look at the straight patterns. Once I get going on this, I'm going to have a nice reduction list, and I'm going to go through it on here. I'll show people what I'm doing exactly, and I'm going to stick to it, and I'm going to be like a machine going through all this stuff. Right now, I'm kind of all over the board, and I'm sorry about that. I have a lot of scattered thoughts and stuff on it, and I want to find what is the best what hits the most in these patterns and how we can manipulate it. Um, you know, and what colors hit the most, for each state. And it's just going to be kind of fun to go through that over the next few days and see how it works. But anyway, so for Wisconsin, that's what I got right now, but it's going to go down a lot lower in the morning. But that's a good start right there. All right. Have a good night.